Hi, everybody. Joe Cioffi here with Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes on this Saturday, the 14th of October. Of course, it's Saturday, which means it's raining. And of course, it means that a large chunk of the plains and Great Lakes, the Northeast, the Mid Atlantic states, and even parts of the Southeast didn't exactly get to see much of this eclipse today. On the satellite loop, if you notice, that stretch of frames there in the middle of the loop, that's the eclipse where it goes dark. And then it comes back to life right after the eclipse is done. So you didn't get to see it outside. At least you get to see it here via the satellite loop. And of course, the loop is also showing this big rotation is in the Ohio Valley, a ton of moisture in the eastern part of the United States. The well advertised gloom doom the start of this weekend is playing out according to plan. We have the surface low as of 2 o'clock this afternoon sitting in southeast Ohio. There's a secondary low in eastern North Carolina that will eventually become the main center and starts to intensify as it moves along to the east. And the trailing cold front goes down into eastern Tennessee and continues southward into Alabama. And there's some nice cool air behind it. And that's all going to be funneled down into the southern portion of the United States once this whole system clears out to the east. We still have work to do as far as rain is concerned. The radar is busy with patches of moderate rain across northern New Jersey, parts of Long Island and offshore, also in parts of South Jersey. Got another patch back in southwest PA and northern West Virginia, and then there's rain that extends from Rhode Island and Connecticut across the Hudson Valley back into the Catskills and southern New York State. But meanwhile, nothing going on radar wise as you move into the southeast and Florida as that drier air comes down. We've got some rain coming into the Pacific Northwest, and the rest of the country is fairly quiet. Now, the WPC rainfall forecast for 7 days that covers what falls starting tonight at 8 o'clock. And then we won't have any rain probably until very late in the week or next Saturday, which would be the seventh weekend in a row where we'll see some rain. So whatever's left from tonight, combined with what we get at the end of the week, inch and a half plus again for the next 7 days. Most of the country, though, except for the Northwest and South Florida, actually not going to see much in the way of precipitation this week, particularly in the plains and back down into the Southwest, where no rain is forecast for the next 7 days. So what we're looking at here is, of course, this deep upper trough that moved out of the northwest through the plains, now heading east. It's running into the old system in eastern Canada that's now between Nova Scotia and Newfoundland, and it's being forced southward. So we will get it out of here. With a little luck, if the surface wind can turn northerly and bring down some of that drier air, we could actually see some improvement later in the day on Sunday. The problem for the first couple of days of next week is that we still have troughing in the upper atmosphere in the eastern part of the United States. So that's going to mean cold, unstable air aloft. It's probably going to mean some self-destructive sunshine for Monday and probably for Tuesday. And there might even be a few scattered showers around Monday night and Tuesday until that trough exits. And then a bit of a break for Wednesday, Thursday into Friday, but we have the next trough lining up, and this one, at least right now, is being indicated to be a bit of a powerhouse going into next weekend. Still a lot of uncertainty as to how that's going to play out, but it does seem to indicate that we're going to deal with some rain here maybe Friday night and Saturday, and then if everything moves along, weather conditions could improve next Sunday. So it's just the way it is right now, folks. We're in this cycle where it wants to rain on the weekends and doesn't want to do very much during the week. So here's our surface low redeveloping tonight by 2 a.m. It's starting to really get going, although I think the heaviest rain will be offshore. And then by tomorrow morning daybreak, it should be mostly done, except for maybe southeastern New England back to about eastern Long Island. And then it should pull away to the east. So again, if we get that north wind tomorrow afternoon, which we will, we could see maybe some improvement in the sky conditions. Remember, for Monday and Tuesday, we still have an upper trough around. So there will be self-destructive sun and maybe a couple of passing showers. But then finally, This should get out of the way so that Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday look okay. I think temperatures are going to average below normal at least into Wednesday, and then kind of normalize with the high offshore. And then we have this cold front approaching. We have lower pressures on the southeast coast, and they all combine to form some sort of storm somewhere off the mid-Atlantic coast or somewhere off the coast of southern New England next Friday night and Saturday, and then it turns colder and drier after that goes by. So it's a very busy, very active pattern. We're going to talk about all of this in detail tomorrow night. So that would be Sunday at 7:35 p.m. on our Sunday night Joe and Joe Weather Show podcast. So be sure to tune in. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your weekend.